Monologue for Shut-Ins, number 181. Hey, Donald Trump has called. Donald Trump called the Capitol cops who testified before the House committee investigating that January 6th riots. He called them pussies. Yeah, but maybe that's a compliment because I know how much Trump likes to grab women by them. You know what I mean? Hey, the national eviction moratorium ends today, so I guess that means that Trump can go back to trying to get Joe Biden out of the White House now. And apparently, Trump tried to persuade the Department of Justice to declare the last election corrupt, right? Yeah, and then he said, a great thing. He said, "Leave the rest to me." Yeah. Well, of course, the Department of Justice didn't do anything because. After all, Trump always says, "Leave the rest to me," every time he has lunch. Hello. And President Biden has issued an order that requires that everyone in the military get vaccinated. Right? Yeah, it must be so confusing to be a soldier these days. I mean, first Biden says he pulls all of the U.S. military out of Iraq and Afghanistan, and then he turns around and says everybody has to get shot. You know what I mean? Make up your mind, Mr. President. Hey, President Biden has sent the Marines to Haiti to protect the U.S. Embassy there. Right. I love the Marines. Their slogan is "A few good men." That sounds like a raid in Greenwich Village. The last person to say "a few good men" was Stormy Daniels. Right. And the last person to ask for a few good men was Stormy Daniels. And the Marines like to call themselves leathernecks, Yeah, the only place where being a leatherneck makes any sense these days is if you get arrested in Minneapolis, I think. You can always tell a Marine by his haircut. Yeah, the haircut is called high and tight. My problem with high and tight is that it sounds like a cheap drug dealer, high and tight, or else it sounds like Matt Getz's Tinder description of his ideal woman, high and tight. And whenever I think of the Marines, I always think of that great photo of the raising of the flag on Mount Suribachi, where it took 6 Marines. It took 6 Marines to get that flag up. They could have these days. They would have done the same thing with just a couple of Viagra. Anyway, nothing's better than a Marine in his dress blues, if you've ever seen it. Yeah, nothing's better than a Marine in his dress blues. Of course, dress blues is what my kid sings every time I tell him to put on a coat and tie. He sings the dress blues, Now, the motto of the Marines is Semper Fi. Yeah, and Semper Fi is Latin, and it means always faithful. Yeah. Now you know why Donald Trump was never a Marine. And you know that Marines love to say hoorah, hoorah. Yeah, a lot. They say it all the time. Hoorah, hoorah. I mean, I don't know. The last time I said hoorah was when I threw up. And now you know what happens when a writer has a lot of Marine material that he doesn't know what to do with, And that's Monologue for Shut-Ins, number 181.